Hi everybody, Joel Silverman here from Silverman Law Office, coming to you today with our frequently asked questions. All right everybody, this FAQ is about tax controversy. FAQ number 1, what is tax controversy? Tax controversy is when you have an issue with the Montana Department of Revenue or the Internal Revenue Service. And those tax controversies can be individual income taxes, corporate taxes, could be employment law taxes. So we end up with a myriad of tax issues that could also include real estate taxes or what we call the miscellaneous taxes in Montana. And all those are wrapped into what we call tax controversy. Sometimes they're federal, sometimes they're state and local taxes. It just depends, right? And in Montana, we're now starting to find more and more sales tax issues with our smaller communities or our recreational areas that are instituting a sales tax. So we're now even starting to see those types of taxes. So if you ever have any tax issues, you always want to make sure you have a competent tax attorney on your side. FAQ number 2, do I need an attorney for tax controversy? Well, I kind of just answered that. You don't need it, but you sure should, because they're very complex areas in tax. And unless you've dealt with and know all the nuances, first to the tax matter, and then second to the agency itself, whether it's the IRS or Department of Revenue, you don't know how to navigate through that process, and it can be very daunting and scary. I can't tell you the number of times we end up with clients coming in to see us who are just terrified about what they're facing. And a lot of times that's what we're really providing is peace of mind, that they know how this matter is going to get handled, they're informed about the process, and that they've got the right competent attorney representing them. FAQ number 3, what kinds of tax cases does a tax attorney handle? Well, we really got into that in number 1, but as a refresher, a tax attorney, if they've handled these matters before, they can handle collection issues with the IRS or Department of Revenue. They can handle the audit phase and work with a CPA or accountant on the audit. They can work with what we call a desk audit from the IRS or the Department of Revenue, where they send you a letter asking for information. We can help you through an appeal process. Property tax appeals, whether you're at the county tax appeal board level or you're at the state tax appeal board level, or maybe you're at federal tax court. We help clients of all sorts and ranges of needs and matters in tax, but that's because we do this. Not every attorney can be a tax attorney. So really make sure you've got a competent tax attorney on your side. FAQ number 4, how do I choose an attorney for my tax case? Well, that's a great question because everybody's a little different. Number 1, you want to make sure your attorney's competent, so you want to interview them. Number 2, you want to make sure they understand your needs. Be very clear about what your goals and objectives are when you're hiring that tax attorney. Are you hiring them purely because of a tax controversy, or are there other goals and objectives that you're trying to achieve that just happen to have a tax controversy involved? Maybe you're trying to sell a piece of property and the state or the IRS has a lien against your property and you need to get that resolved. So as you can see, there's a lot of different issues that can arise in the tax controversy world. However, what's really important to you is that you've got someone you can work with. FAQ number 5, what should I expect during a tax controversy proceeding? Again, a very broad question, however, it's an important one. And first of all, it depends on the type of proceeding you have. If it's a tax collection matter, you're gonna be kind of in the dark because you aren't the one trying to talk with the IRS. It's your tax attorney or your CPA that is speaking with the IRS on your behalf. So make sure that your attorney is communicating frequently with you about your matter. And right now, the IRS is extremely difficult to deal with because their phone lines are very rarely working effectively. Well, what other type of tax controversy proceedings should I be concerned about? Maybe you've got a property tax appeal. You think the state has overvalued your property, and so you want to go through that process. There you're going to be a little more involved because you have to as the property owner. You might have an audit, and sometimes you want to be in the audit, sometimes you don't. So that can go through a wide range of involvement. But usually, when you've got a very good CPA or accountant and a good tax attorney, they're going to keep you involved throughout the process. So what should you really expect? Communication. And that's number one, so that you know where your case is at all times. And if you haven't heard from your attorney or your CPA about it, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to them. We always try and keep our communication top of mind because we know what it's like to be where you're at. Thank you for joining us today, everybody. If you have any further questions or if any of these FAQs sparked a little more interest for you, don't hesitate to give our office a call and book a consultation with any one of our fantastic attorneys. Thank you and have a great day.